There's something I see a lot of men doing nowadays, and it's over-explaining themselves, explaining their decisions, explaining their goals, and explaining their boundaries. Don't get me wrong, you have to express these things in order for people to be aware of what you got going on. And the truth is, a man who knows himself doesn't have to explain himself to everybody. Not everybody will understand this guy either. And that's the best part. And the problem is, why most men explain themselves like that is because they're seeking approval. They want people to agree with them, but here's the reality check. Not everybody is going to understand you, and not everyone is going to understand your path. For example, bro, starting a business. I know as a black man, sometimes we can get very eager whenever we start new endeavors or new businesses like that. We automatically look to our old environment or the environment that we grew up with, or like old friends, like, oh, I'm gonna start this business and I'm gonna run it with this friend because I know we have this good chemistry, which may be true, but one thing I can say, a lot of people are not gonna be on that same page as you, but there are some people who will. You just have to look for your network. I don't suggest doing that at all. I don't suggest you starting businesses with friends. If you do start a business, do it by yourself, if anything, starting out. And here's the hidden weakness behind over-explaining yourself. When you over-explain yourself to people, and when you're constantly over-explaining yourself to people, what you're really saying is, I need your validation. And the moment a man depends on validation from other people, that man slowly starts to lose sight of his direction. He will completely lose control of his direction. And that man starts to live for opinions instead of his purpose. You have to be very much aware whenever you're involving people into what you got going on in your life, new business, new lifestyle, new habits. Sometimes it's the best thing to do is just be silent and work on yourself. Keep it to yourself. Let the results speak first. And here's the masculine shift. A disciplined man knows his direction. He moves differently. He doesn't argue with everybody. He doesn't debate about his decisions. And most of all, he doesn't try to convince the world. Instead, he moves in silence. He builds quietly, stacks those good habits without having the opinion of others. And for all that, it goes to say, weak men explain. A strong man executes at all times. And here's a reality most men learn late. Crazy part is this, the same people who doubt you today are those same people who will respect you once they see the results. By then, you won't even care for their approval anymore. You're gonna be locked in, you doing you, and that's the whole point. So if you're a man working on yourself right now, building discipline, chasing your growth, and changing your life. What I just mentioned right there, if that's explaining what you're on right now and the journey you're on, stop explaining yourself to everybody. It won't even matter once you start to incorporate those habits. Just do the work, show up every day, be consistent, and let your results speak. Because the loudest proof of a man's vision is the actual life that he builds for himself. It's all about the outcomes. It's all about the inputs, but the outcomes are the results of the inputs. Once you focus on putting in the right inputs, the positive inputs, and focusing on what contributes to your life and push you forward, is the moment your life will change for the better. Seeking approval and over-explaining yourself to people will not get you anywhere. It will just get you disrespected, overlooked. That's all. So work on yourself every day. Let the results speak. And be real in the comments. What's something you're doing right now that people will not truly understand? And if this video resonated with you, like, comment, and subscribe. Stick around, join the Glow and Grow community for new daily knowledge. Peace out, gang.